Greetings, greetings. So, you all know that we have a full moon on Saturday in Virgo. So, y'all know I'm coming to bring you the full moon insights for this full moon in Virgo during this Pisces sun. And since it is a full moon in Virgo, I'm starting with Virgo. Okay, so let's see what Virgo needs to truly acknowledge during this full moon. What needs to be illuminated to Virgo during this full moon? Oh, and if you all would like to know, I am using the African American Tarot deck. So, what a nice card to display, huh? That is, who is that? Oh God, what's the spider's name? Anansi? Anansai? That's the spider. Okay, Virgo. During this full moon, what really needs to be illuminated for you is trusting your intuition. Has been high here lately, and you may have been very sensitive to other people's energies, especially with this full moon in the sign of Virgo. So, Virgo, if you feel like you have been more sensitive to things these past few days and for the next few days, I will caution you that, trust your intuition. Yes, that is key. But just because you're feeling a certain thing, just because you're receiving certain information, does not mean that you need to respond to it. I know Virgos can be very blunt. And very passionate about what they deem is true, right and correct. But like, you don't have to go voicing that opinion to everybody. Sometimes, Virgo, it really is better to just remain reserved and keep your thoughts to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Doing so will prevent you from being in different conflicts. So, Virgo, during this full moon, what's being illuminated is to really trust your intuition. Be more reserved with the things that you're receiving. Be more reserved with the information that's coming to you. Before you choose to just respond to things and speak on them, make sure that you are weighing the pros and cons. So, for example, you may feel this certain vibration from a certain situation or from a certain person, but before you respond on what you're receiving, like check that against everything else. Well, okay, this is what I'm getting from this person or situation, but does it rightly affect me? You feel me? Well, if it doesn't rightly affect me, is it worth me speaking on? Is it worth me addressing? Is it even worth me acknowledging to the point that I allow it to shift the vibration that I am on? So definitely, Virgo, learn to, if you don't trust your intuition already, learn to trust your intuition more. But just because you may be very intuitive about things, just because you may be receiving certain information about things, it does not mean that you have to speak on it. It does not mean that you have to argue about it. Matter of fact, during this full moon and the days following, make sure that you refrain from speaking on things because it may cause some conflicts for you. And during this waning moon, after this full moon, work on being more reserved. Work on keeping things to yourself and checking those facts against each other for yourself and seeing what they mean for you and seeing what truth that it has for you, opposed to being outward and trying to put forth your attention or your intentions and your ideals upon other people. Really work on being more reserved, and speak less, so that when you feel it is something that you need to address after you have checked the pros and cons, after you have weighed the facts and what you're receiving intuitively against things. If you remain more reserved and speak less, then when you do speak, like, it's going to hit home and it's going to actually serve the purpose that you need for it to serve, opposed to acting quickly and possibly irrationally off of things that you're receiving intuitively. So during this full moon, Virgo, really look at the information that you're receiving, both from your environment, the information that you're receiving intuitively. Do not respond immediately to anything. You know what I'm saying? During this time, it's really going to be beneficial for you to just remain reserved and pay attention and find out the truth that's being presented to you for you. As we always say, that what other people do has more to do with them and more to say about them than it does for you. So if there is, then it says about you. So if there is a situation, a person, an event, whatever that causes you to have an emotional response, or something that happens and you receive their energy intuitively, see what that other person's actions, see what that other person is saying, look at it and see what truth it has for your growth. That's the best way for you to utilize this Virgo energy, as far as paying attention to details. Virgos can be very detail oriented and, pay attention to the smallest things. But if there is something that really grabs your attention, something that really sticks out to you, something that you receive intuitively, something that affects you in a certain way, don't look to give your truth to other people, but instead go inside yourself and see what truth that their actions and their words and that situation holds for you, because it definitely has some food for you to grow. And then during this waning moon, trying to exert that control over other people, reacting in more of a masculine way. And by masculine, I mean like outwardly. I think of like the Knight of Swords and, going with your cause and fighting for your cause, opposed to being more that way. Be more reserved, be more receptive, be like the man kinda. And what's that movie, y'all? Oh, I used to watch it every year on CBS. The Wizard of Oz. Be like the man behind the curtain who is really controlling everything, but like you don't even see him until the end of the movie. So be like that energy, that awareness, controlling yourself, monitoring and weighing your options and what you're receiving intuitively and what's happening, seeing what truth it has for you, that's going to be beneficial for you. And like I said, during that waning moon, release speaking on everything, release acting on everything, because that's going to help you avoid some conflicts and things, etc. And you will grow more if you take the situations that's penetrating you, take the information that you're receiving intuitively, make it less about the other person and seeing what truth it shows you about you. You feel me? So that is the word for Virgo during this Virgo full moon. So, feel free to like, share, comment. Follow me on Instagram at Ethereal336. Follow me on Facebook at Ethereal336. I also have a YouTube page, Ethereal336. And comment and stuff. If you are so inspired and you would like an in-depth reading, either about the full moon or just about anything that you may feel like you need clarity on, feel free to inbox me on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, and we'll check my availability and book you a session. So that's it for Virgos. Stop talking so much. Be reserved. You don't have to address everything. Oh, this already over 9 minutes. So hopefully I can still post it on Instagram, but you don't have to address everything. Situations that you're receiving intuitively, if it's making you feel a certain way or etc., look and see what the other person's actions and words, see what truth about yourself that's in that can help you grow, opposed to putting your truth off on them. So that's it, Virgo. All right, y'all. Peace and love.